Hey traders, Jason here with Day Trading Fearless. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. And this is the weekly watch list video for July 24th, 2022. My oh my, what the market gives us, right? So last week I said I was actually kind of bullish on the market. And guess what? The market was bullish. We kind of broke out of this channel on the S&P Emini futures, which, is kind of everything's going to plan, but I don't think this is over yet. Okay, and the reason I'm leaving these trend lines up here on the charts every week is because I think these may come into play in a few weeks, right? I think this week we have the Fed coming out. We have a lot of announcements. Are they going to raise 75 basis points? Or are they going to do 100? Who knows? Who cares? Personally, it's kind of like the word on the street is, hey, they should do 100 to hurry up and get it over and done with, which I actually agree with, because they're just prolonging this thing. Like we all know recessions here, we all know there's inflation and we got to bring it down and you got to raise rates and slow spending. Here's the crazy part is earnings, right? Earnings are kind of being a mixed bag right now with everything. Some are good, some are bad. American Express was good this week, but then Twitter, Snapchat, AT&T, Verizon, those were bad. And it's kind of interesting to see what exactly is going on with the consumer, because they spend money on one side, but then they're not paying their cell phone bills, right? Or they're late on them. That's what Verizon and AT&T are saying pretty much, right? So it's kind of interesting where the consumer's spending their money, things like that. Now, let's take a look at the chart and try and figure out what's going on. Right now, we're in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 day reverse waterfall, right? Nice kind of bullish waterfall. If we want, we could draw a couple trend lines, do one like this, right? And say, hey, we have a rising wedge going on. The second one is we could kind of draw something more like this and duplicate this, right? And say, hey, we actually have more of a falling wedge going on, right? A bull, a bear flag, right? Here's our flagpole, and then the bear flag with a rising wedge within the bear flag. So that's kind of interesting to see what's going on here. So we're going to leave this. We're going to see if both of these actually end up playing, because like if we break below, I think if we get below this 39.20, we're coming all the way back down. The reason I'm leaving, I kind of alluded to it, this trend line on is because I want to see if we bounce off this trend line, okay, or if we break through. If we break through and close, there's a good chance we come all the way back down to this other side of the trend line, and look what's down there. Right? My 3,400 level. I've been saying I think we have one more low to go in before this is all kind of over. So before we kind of bounce and all that. One of the other things I think is going to happen, we overshot to the downside, we overshot to the upside. Do we just go sideways for a long time? Potentially, that's something that could happen. And what I mean by that is this overshoot right here. We overshot to the downside, right, during 2020 of May, right, or April. And then we overshot to the upside, and now we're coming down. And do we then just trade sideways, maybe between this 4,200 and 3,200, we'll say. I get it, it's a huge range, but at the end of the day, I won't be surprised if a year from now we're exactly right back at this 3,900 level. So we will see what happens with that. So Now, real quick, if you guys want to go to my website, daytrainfearless.com, check out my weekly Emini trade zones. I also have video courses that are included with it. There's a link down below. Everything's in the or at my website. Again, just click the link and it'll take you right there in the description. But let's jump right back into it. And now let's take a look at the NQ. /NQ. Okay. NQ, I said watch for a break higher, right? Because we already broke out. We kind of kicked back to the back of this trend line and then we bounced from there. There is still some more room. Now, with that being said, all the big earnings are coming out next week, right? Amazon, Apple, Chevron, Oils, right? Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft. So next week's going to be a real interesting week. But if we zoom in, what do we have here? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reverse waterfall. And then today we took out the highs and took out the lows. That's a bearish engulfment at the high of a move. That might be a precursor of, hey, tech earnings might not be that good and we may roll over next week in all the markets if the earnings are not good. So something to be aware of for next week. Let's take a look at crude oil. I drew these trend lines. I say, hey, watch this 61 to 75% level for a potential reversal. I gave you the trade. Told you what to look for, and guess what? Came right into it and reversed. I mean, trading really isn't hard if you understand the market conditions and how to read the charts. And that's what my video courses teach you, right? Teaches you how to do these type of trades. So with crude oil, we are now making lower highs, lower lows. We are in a downtrend. But I would now say watch this probably 92 level, 93 for potential bounce, maybe at inverse head and shoulders, right? Bullish, and takes us all the way back up to the highs, because I'm going to erase this. And now let's draw our fib extensions, right? This may be setting up for a really, really clean shoulder, head, shoulder, right? Inverse head and shoulders, and these would be our targets. And look where it takes us, right? The 200 takes us right to this body, right? All this area. This 61.8 takes us essentially to this high, and so on, right? So we'll see if this kind of goes down a little bit and then bounces. Let's take a look at Bitcoin /BTC. Told you guys, I said, again, guys, I don't mean to, and ladies, toot my own horn, but I just want you to kind of understand, I'm trying to give you guys levels every single week to watch for potential shorts or longs, right? I said I won't be surprised if we get up to this 25,000 level on Bitcoin. And guess what? We went right to it. We had the W pattern for winter, right? If you guys know, follow me. We had the divergence. We had the kickback off the divergence. Everything was looking bullish. And then we had this spike low, which was resistance right at that 25,000 level. This may roll back over because if you look, we are now we're in a reverse we're actually in a waterfall because today's high took out the prior, never took out the low, but usually when you close on the lows, if everything else sells, I think this will sell off with it on Bitcoin. So I think we may see, if the market rolls over, all this is rolling over too, and be careful with the overall market. Let's take a look at gold, GLD. Last week I told you, okay, for a couple weeks, I said, watch this 157 level. Maybe look to sell some calls. That would have been a great trade. Again, now this is trade advice, but look at this. Nice double bottom, right? Nice bounce, but kind of trades over. But we did have about a $4 bounce on gold. Gold is maybe roll back over, right? Again, if they sell, the market's hard, sell everything. let's take a look at silver. Kind of the same thing, right? But just kind of stuck right here. Don't like anything in silver, to be honest with you. I'm still watching for this $16 level on silver. That's where I think price wants to go. And then finally, AAPL. They have earnings this week. I say, hey, watch, we might come up to 200, touched it, right? Here we are. What's going to happen from here? Guess what? Earnings next week. If anything, I think we're going to roll over. I can't see Apple thriving in this when they just came out and said they're going to be lower or laying off. iPhone parts are going to be more expensive. iPhones, things like that. With things slowing down, people can't pay their phone bill. How are they paying their phone or paying for a brand new phone? They're going to have to hold it. I think sales slow down a little bit over in Apple. So I hope that video helps you guys. As always, I just want to help you guys try and be the best traders and give you guys levels that I see for, hey, maybe price will turn around. So as always, thank you. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon.